to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands up, reach down, 1, 2, 3, to your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Hands up, reach down, 1, 2, 3, to your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Hands on your waist, circular movements, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, and stop. Center, cross, knees, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist, neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center, back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center, tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center down, rotating. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Stretch it out. Switch. 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 Switch, straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Center. Just after the stretch, we can move up a little, then leave some room in back. Okay. This room over here in the front. Okay, shake it out. Okay, hands up, deep breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So we're going to take a couple of steps forward so that we can free up the backside a little bit. Okay. Hands on the waist, shoulder roll. Reverse. And Sana. Okay, press, release, exhale, inhale. Breathe through your nose. And Sana. Deep breathing. Inhale, up on your toes. Exhale. Inhale, slowly up on your toes. And down. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. And center. Palms down. Okay, big a circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Side to sides. Okay, center. Okay, center, insert the needle. Switch. And center. Okay, shake it out. Okay, we're going to do a leg swing. Switch. Okay, center, side to side. Okay, center, switch. Okay, check it out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so grilling. Forward and back. Switch. Okay, center, close, cross, open and close. switch. Okay, center circular movements. Okay, lower hoop. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Lower, palms down, straighten up. extend. Okay, hands up. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Switch. Center. Cloud hands. Okay, parallel arms. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fists. Okay, palms together, strum the lute. Draw the bow. Okay, fan to the back. Okay, raise the hand. Okay, palms down. Deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, we go through the short form, the Tai Chi paradigm form, feet parallel. Okay, preparation. Sink the elbow, relax the shoulders. Beginning styles left and right side. Or heel pivot, brush knee 4 times. Fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Diagonal flying. Insert needle. Fan to the back. Parry and punch. Form the fists. Divert, block, and punch. Cross hands, raise the left hand, bend from the waist, stork flaps wings. Left side grasp the sparrow's tail. Left side single whip. Stroke down, part the horse's mane. Toe out, step up, part the horse's mane. Cross corner. Jade Lady work shuttle, cross corner. Jade Lady work shuttle. Hook your wrists, turn back to the front. Cloud hands. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, we'll try that again. Ready? Okay, preparation. Fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Diagonal flying. Turn. Stroke down, parry and punch. Form the fist. Carry tiger to the mountain. Raise the hand. bend from the waist. Stork flaps wings. Left side grasps the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold and reverse the ball. Sit back, stroke down, part the horse's mane. Step up, stroke down, part the horse's mane. Cross corner. Cross corner. Cloud hands. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, so grasp the sparrow's tail and brush knee happen a lot in the form. So there must be a reason for why it happens so often in the forms. So the transitions and the movements inside, if we pay attention to them a little bit more, grasp the sparrow's tail on the left side. Starts from vertical, then we turn the palm, elbow turns, and you press. Now you go to the left side, down to the right corner, across, into the front side. So essentially you're creating this corner to corner position. That's right and left, and you have forward and back. Then you have your slant diagonally downward. So we have to track that movement. So this would be considered doing the movement in a square form. Square technique, right? Meaning there's linear corners. But once you take the corners out, then it blends together to become part of the circular motion. And then you're back to center. So the component that gets that to happen is your torso, your spine. So if you don't rotate your spine, you can't create circularity of motion. So that's something you have to be aware of. The accuracy of position really comes from the geometry of position. So muscle memory of these structures throughout, the form is essential. And then your triangular position and your horizontal position throughout any of the postures is critical. Then the corner, the shoulder to the hip, shoulder to the hip. You can see if you do this, you have a cross between the two, right where the sternum is. That's your midpoint. center of your body. So your hands, meaning your arms, have to work within the realm of that space. So that's your space, and when you're doing movements like grasp the sparrow's tail, you have to stay within the realm of that space. And then you'll develop some accuracy of movement. That happens on the left, and it happens on the right. And then you would go back to single whip, or go to single whip or back to vertical. Now, your navel is just about where the waist is, right? So that's your low. That's your position for the low hoop. Upper hoop is your shoulder. We're not going to the high position because grasp the sparrow's tail is in this space. So when you bring the circular motion, it means your torso has to move, but the torso can't move without your legs adjusting. So what I mean by the adjustment of the leg is when you go forward, this is true center, directly 90 degrees to my body, but the thing is I'm slightly turned to the corner. And the reason I have to turn to the corner is because this is where my support is. Now when I stroke across, I have to pass through my center and bring my spine back over the heel of the back foot. Then once I make my transition, this is where you turn the hip and your legs would start to maneuver. So the hips, the knees, and the ankles have to tie into that motion, and then you start to push off the back leg as the front leg yields to the back. So grasp the sparrow's tail is a total body movement. And you know that the push is off your front leg. Okay, now we reverse the stance again and go to neutral position. We have brush knee, right? So brush knee is essentially made up of these two pieces. When you turn 45 degrees and drop your elbow, that sets you up for the inner hand that's going to go to the brushing of the knee. That's going to come down and it's going to wrap around the body as if you're standing in a cylinder. So there's your circular movement in the bottom. And then the hand that's here, that flip like this, stays there. And then you point your finger toward the front. And then you start to lead with the finger toward your center, and then it ends up here. So your index finger should be heading toward your nose, that projected line. So that's the center line position. Now the fingertip is here, so your palm is just a little bit lower than shoulder because your elbow is down. Now if your elbow's like this, if you look at your index finger, if it's pointing 45 degrees, that takes your elbow out, so that's not a good position. So when you're here, this is merging in the center, turning to the corner, flipping. Right now when you flip the hands, that's relaxing and releasing the tension in your shoulder. We did this as a drill, but in a form, it sinks and pivots, right? So when this sinks and pivots, at some point the hands have to separate. Well, they separate at the point they start to drop. Now when it starts to drop, then it's like it's slid off of the hand at that point. But when it slid off the hand at that point, we sunk the elbow and we sit down into the stance. Okay, so it's halfway down. We start to turn, and the hand starts to cross over. So when it starts to cross over, you start to rotate your spine back to that center line where your spine finds the heel of the supporting foot. At this point, you start to project forward from straightening the back leg, and you turn the palm to the index finger is going toward the knee. So what happens to the other hand? It gets to this point, lower hoop, horizontal, elbow out. Elbow out is not good. You have to realign the elbow to the frontal direction. So what ends up happening is when the hand goes like this and you start to push, you relax the shoulder, your elbow drops, and this V-shaped thing here, called the tiger's mouth, has to face forward because that's where you're grasping, you see. So the movement becomes this, 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 and that. See, so those are all the pieces or the phases of the motion going into brush knee. But we can't pick up on all of those little details initially because our body doesn't cooperate and the body doesn't know when to release and when to work the motion. So your hands cross the center. So we say from stork flap swings and we entered the vertical elbow position, we have to find this position. So because we turn and we find the center position, we have to square up our body to find the center line. In the squared up body position, if you look at your position, you notice that your spine is over your heel, right? Then when you turn, your body has to adjust, but your spine is still in the same position until you drop. It's still there, turn, still there, and that allows you to push off that back leg, getting the front knee to yield to the back leg. So you're not really just going like this, but that's something that has to be understood in the body over time. That leg yielding and pushing happens in every one of your leg transitions. So in brush knee, and you sink, and you turn, and you push, you end up like this. So that's your final position for brush knee and push. It's on right and left sides, both the same. So when your hands are like this, here's your elbow position. They go out like this, and they end up like this. So that's called a parallel push, like leopard and tiger springs the mountain. When the hands come out, and they finish, it's called seating the wrists. Seating the wrists is when your wrists flex and push and press. So it focuses on the palm of your hand as the final gesture of that push. So it doesn't go out like this, then it becomes stiff. So it's a chain of events that leads from the finger to the final position. The other hand reaches this final position. Now, what kind of analogy could you draw that allows you to reference what that position would be functional or even be the reason why it has to be there? If you put both hands here, they're actually along the side of your body. If you were holding a wheelbarrow, not that any of you ever used a wheelbarrow, but, oh, you do? Okay, so now you know. Now I know. Okay, so this is the position. If you use a wheelbarrow with your hands out here, it starts to do this, right? You have to be here. So that means this is the position that has the most strength and stability in this axis, because once you take your step, you don't really have to move your arms, right? So in Tai Chi, we don't have to really move our arms. We actually have to move our body. So when we take that step with the wheelbarrow, we actually have to, and I've only used the wheelbarrow a couple of times. I mean, it's not like I'm big on wheelbarrows, but the thing is, that's the position. So when you go like this, and you're in this position, this is your position where you can pull your opponent off balance. You can't pull your opponent off balance from there because you can't create the leverage. So if your hands are here and you don't have the leverage, you know what you do? You take a step. Now you're in your position, and you take a step. So this is sustaining an arm position to create, functionality for the proper body mechanics. Now in a push, you can't push like this. You have to push from here. So I call that the summation of components. So if each of these components have to be synchronized as a movement, it can't be working independently and separate. It's a sequential event. So by practicing this concept, your brush knee movements will improve, and then that technique gets reinserted into your form, and that's how your form evolves. So why does your form have to evolve? Because if you're just practicing it for sequence, then what ends up happening is your body just takes it for granted, doesn't go anywhere. You have to take it a little bit beyond, because your body adapts, your mind adapts. So the sequential event that happens in the motion has to evolve. Otherwise, your system doesn't evolve. So this is both neurological and physical. So that's, a single posture. So grasp the sparrow's tail and brush knee is something that we need to, kind of heighten awareness. Now, let's go to this. So when we go to the long form, when you get to a point where you're gonna do the kicks, this position and this position, right? So this is lower hoop, palm toward the face, so that's your center line, right? Lower hoop, center line. So if you haven't realized by now, low hoop position is this, upper hoop is this, shoulder height hoop is this, okay? But when you only have one, half a hoop, it goes to your center. So that just happened in brush knee, right? It goes to your center, and your palms go together. It goes to your center, palm goes together. And then here, because we're here, if I brought it down, there's your center. If I brought it up, it goes to your center, then it spreads back to the side. That's stork flaps wings. In other words, when we're here in a vertical position, we go to here. It's on your center. When we step up the shoulder width and we come through center and then pass over to the side, that gives you the position for stork flaps wings. So that's referencing your body, and stork flaps wings is aligned with the forehead or your eyebrows. So that's your reference point. Okay, so you see this concept of the geometric shapes that go into position is critical. So when I have the single hand here, this hand goes to the center. So the palms that go to the face, just like this hand, if I go up and I go like this, that's where it has to be, right? And then the lower hand is here. Now if I turn my hands over, there's the other side. When I cross my forearms and I bend my elbows as I lean forward and spread the hands, that's high pat the horse. That motion becomes high pat the horse. So it's 1, 2, 3. If you sit back and flip it over, that's the next phase before you fold your elbows to cross hand position. Now we're familiar with this from opening and closing, right? So we stepped up into this stance. There would be your hand movements for the first kick, or any of the kicks would have this action. So from here, high pat the horse. This is what I call the setup, because the action really starts from here. 1, 2, 3. Now this foot turns out so that I could step up. I fold my elbows, and this is the open and close, right? But what happens with open and close is that you lift your knee and you kick. And then you're back to reset. You bring the hand down on top. fold the elbows open, flip it over, then toe out, step up, and fold the elbows. Then you have your left kick, and then you back down. So with the fundamentals, you already have learned to open and close. You've already stood on one leg. Now you just have to extend it and combine some of those movements. So the first two movements, this is really essential, this first one, because it happens later on the fourth posture where you do beat the tiger. There's your cross hand, here's your elbow up, there's your kick, and then we're down. Hand on top, cross and open, cross and fold, and kick. And then you have an option of going down or going back. Now go to the third kick. But this is the hand movement that has to be memorized, or at least formatted in this right side posture. And then it would continue. So this is set up, change one time, cross, open, change the second time, and fold. Then you open. Okay, now when we set it up again, the second time you cross, right, flip once and fold. So it only flips once the second time, because we had the setup from the first set. So the setup allows this 1, 2, that's like reversing the ball, 3, open, flip, fold, and open. Now I turn my body slightly because that's where the hand has to be in your position with a relaxed shoulder. Now when I come back to center, it just comes down the second time. Flip it over and you fold. And then you lift your elbows and then go out to the side, because the kick is going to your front too. You see, and this hand is here. So that's just body and space. You have to get that technique down as a maneuver. That's the whole sort of maneuvering through the part the horse's mane to the kick. So when we say the right kick, it really, once you blend it all together, it becomes this. So that's taking the linear movements and taking out the corners, and it becomes circular. And because you're moving the whole body in a synchronized fashion, it seems almost seamless, because the when and how and why you would have to do certain movements at a certain point is timing. When we build our timing, then we have, sort of this continuity of movement. All right, deep breathing. So that was the Hypatha horse sort of tutorial, but it's recorded. If you go review it, then you can see that hand action just for the first two. Now let's do the long form, and we'll do it through the obliques to the first cloud hands, and then we can continue and break off if we have to. Okay, ready? Preparation, begin. Or just still brush knee 4 times. Remember, sink the elbow, relax the shoulder. Left side brush knee. Strum the lute. Leopard and tiger springs to mountain, to carry tiger to the mountain. Oblique brush knee, push right, return to the corner. Left side goes to opposite corner behind you. Pivot and turn. Turn. Lower, cross, spin, carry tiger to mountain again, open the stance, go down into the horse stance, hold the ball, shift your weight, repeat, diagonal flying, shift and step up. Raise the hand, stork flaps wings. Toe heel, okay, turning, now with toe heel pivot, brush knee 1 time. Sit back, insert the needle to the bottom of the C, step forward, fan to the back. Turn, parry and punch. Okay, form the fist, step backwards, retreat, divert, block, and punch. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hold the ball. Shift, cloud hands, pivot and pivot, so a little bit different. Pivot, step out, go to your first left position, and pivot. This is leg work and spinal adjustment. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Now here's the first toe heel pivot to turn. Here's your setup. You have Sunny over there set up. Reverse, cross over, spread the hands, flip it over one more time, fold, right kick. Set it up, cross over, flip it over, fold, and left kick. Cross behind, put your right hand on top, and this is just a fold, no flips, heel kick. Then you're going to do a brush knee, right side, and push. We'll go do a left side, step through, brush knee, and push. Standard procedure. Back to the right side, and we go forward, setting up like brush knee. This time the right hand becomes a fist, and you create a hammer fist going down. That's your planting punch, and we turn, parry and punch. And this is the fourth movement, so it's just like the first. Set it up, high pat the horse, so you flip it over, open, flip it the second time. Remember, there's two in the first series for the first kick, and this one actually opens up. It's really a footwork that goes behind, and you face the refrigerator in the black box over there, to the corner, back to the rear corner, opposite the hand movement. This is sort of like Jade Ladywork Shutter's arm position. We clench the fists, we go to lower hoop, we cross the forearm, we level the elbows, do a right heel kick, 2 punches to the ears, put your hand on top, flip it over, fold the elbows. So folding your elbow, hand on top, crossing hands is something that happens in all the kicks. Cross, that has a 360 pivot turn, stroke down to parry and punch, and then it's going to be a repeat. You form the fists, step up and punch. Sit back, divert, block and punch. All familiar to you. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain, and carry tiger to mountain the second time to repeat the obliques, so it happens the second time. Here's your right side, brush knee and push, and then there's the left side with the 180-degree turn. Relax the shoulders, sink the elbow, and push. Right side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists, turn back to the front, and this is where you would reverse the ball. And then it continues into the next phase of the form. And then you would do part the horse's mane 5 times. 2 on the right, step up, 1 on the left, step up, 2 on the right, and here we cross over. This is Jade Ladywork Shuttle, except in this form we have 4 Jade Ladywork Shuttles in the 4 corners. Now we have a double pivot, so all of these transitions have to be relearned to take us through the different Jade Ladywork Shuttles. Part the horse's mane here, then we cross over, forward and back and forward. The front foot pivots on the heel, the rear foot would pivot on the heel, and then you're going to double step. So you get your right foot here, and it's grasp the sparrow's tail again, and that takes us back to single whip. So we can continue, single whip, and then you have the second set of cloud hands. So if, Ruth, you want to go over the kicks with Sonny? And maybe Peter, you want to continue? Yeah. Okay. So we're here, we'll go do the second set of cloud hands. And then we're going to have a new posture called the downward posture. and the golden cockerel stands on one leg. Hook your wrists, single whip. Okay, next we pivot toward the side mirror. There's a cover hand, a fingertip thrust, invert the hands, pull down, step up, lift the right knee, and set up this hand position. Press down, thrust, palm up, kick, withdraw the knee on the left side, reverse the stance, and resume, repeat the sequence. Repulse the monkey 3 times. Lower hoop, pivot, lift up, open the stance. This is just a repeat. Back to here, hold the ball, and we're gonna do the diagonal flying to the insert needle. So just get you familiar with how the long sequence actually just is sequenced. A lot of the movements you already know. Brush knee, 1 time. Insert the needle. Step forward, form the fist, and punch. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Third set of cloud hands. Okay, next we have palm strike face. So this is the setup. You flip the hands over and you have a left palm strikes face position. Turn, single lotus kick, it's a crescent kick. To the left hand, brush knee, left hand push. Then we set it up and we go forward and we do the next one, which is punch down the crotch. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail, right side. Hook your wrists. We have the last downward posture. Second downward posture, pull down. You're going to go up to cross hands, so instead of a golden cockerel, you do a cross hand position called 7-star. Turn, hook your wrists on the left, step up with your left, ride the tiger. Palm strikes face left. Turn, change the palms, double lotus kick, and double punch. That's draw bow to shoot tiger. Set it up, palm strikes face again. So the last piece has a lot of these palm strike face movements. Parry and punch, set it up, that's the setup. Here's the flip, high pat the horse, sit back, transition into the right side, grasp the sparrow's tail, the single whip, Hold and reverse the ball. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. So we use a whole lot of different types of memory to learn the form. You memorize text, you memorize, the concept. Then you have the skeletal, what everybody calls muscle memory. It's really skeletal memory. Then we have the sequential memory, all the sequential stuff that happens throughout the form, the mapping of the form, the sequence of the hands, the legs, and the body, and then so all these memories that we have to work on. It's no wonder it's so good for this. Now don't forget that. So one thing in Tai Chi, they have a concept called, we call Yong Yi Put Yong Let, and Yong Yi Pu Yong Li, right? So that idea says use your mind intent, and interpreted typically as use no strength. But it really should be use your mind intent and not use strength, not no strength. Not use strength gives you sort of the way to evolve using the correct amount of strength. When you think of no strength, that's why a lot of people do Tai Chi. It's too flaccid. There's no energy in the position. So that's misinterpreted from the idea that using your mind and no strength is, that it's just energy in the body. But energy doesn't work in the body. It's just there. It's like energy in your house. It's only effective when you turn the switch on. Otherwise, it's just there. So you have energy in the body. What's it doing? Nothing, except for preserving, other than keeping you alive. That is